Welcome back to Web 365 Clone. In this episode, we will build functionalities for the save and save as. So, for the save, we use it to save a file that is already one existing, and then we have opened that file, made changes, we want to now save it, then we can use the save. But the save as to save a completely new file, that is either we creating a new document or we want to save a current file in another format or at another place on our computer. So, functionalities for the save. Now, we'll write first for the save and then the save file. So here we want to now check something. What we want to do is we want to check if we have opened the file. So if a file has already been opened, then we want to call the save as function rather. If not, then we continue then save it. So if self.path, remember the self.path up there that whenever we open a file, we set it to the self.path. That is, if okay, we have to perform the check. If self.path equal to an empty string, that is oh no. If self.path, we want to now call the self.save as or save file as. We have not created it, we'll create it very soon. Other than that, other than that, the text or the content, let me make it content, should now be equal to self. We want to get the text now, which are now inside the editor, dot to plain text dot strip. We want to strip it of all the white spaces. And then now we open the file. This one is treating it like we already have a file open. So self.path. We want to open it in write mode. And we write the contents into the file itself. File.write, and then we can say content. And then afterwards we do all our updates again. So the self.path, I think it will not change. Yes, the self.path will not change here. Self.file name too will not change. All we can do is that we show a status bar message. So self.status bar dot show message. We want to say that, but here we can make it dynamic to pass in the file name. So self.file name has then we call the update, not update, self.update title. Yes, that function that updates our title for us. I think that will be all for this one, but as always, we should wrap our code in try except. Okay, so this one is except exception as it can be anything, but I mostly choose the letter E. Then we want to print, not pass print. Error saving file E. So now we can, okay, but we have to now create the self.save file as before. So to make sure. So we want to call this function. And then in here, because we are saving a completely new file, we have to access the path or the name of the file. But if you, as you saw in the previous tutorial, we have another one. So the first part returns the name and the second part returns the extension, but we only need the name. So with this one also be kill file dialog dot ask save. We want to use the ask save file name, or not the ask save. The ask save is the tk inter get save file name, and then we want to pass in self for the first parameter. The second one is the title of the window as usual. So save file, save file as. And then the next one, we will put in the file extensions that we want to use. And the directory here should be, the next one is the directory. The directory should be this colon, and then double slash. This one will lead us the previously visited directory. And then we want to now also indicate the file types that we want to use. Here, the first one will be, let me bring them on the next line. We want text files. And then we indicate the extension also together with it. So star.txt. Okay. And then if you want any other files, we can bring this double colon or is it semicolon, and then we can add the other files also. You can add off any file that you want, but for now, let me just make it all files. And the extension for all files is star.star, of course. So star.star. These are the files that we want, and you can check if the user selected a file or chose a name or whatever, then we work with it. So if path, then we want to now open the file or set the self.path, the new path with self.path equal to path. And then now open the file and then work with it. So with open, what we want to open is the path. Or we can also open self.path because now we have set it. So self.path. And then we want to open it in write mode as file. It will be the same as the first one. It's just the first one, but I have to now set the content. I can just do some quick copy and paste. Okay. But this content has not yet been created. So if pass, then you can get the content from content equal to self.textedit dot to plain text dot strip to get rid of all white spaces. So now, yeah, I think that will be all. That will be all. That should be all for file name 6 successfully. Now this file name, no, this one should not be file name. The file name we can now create it here because it's a new file that is now being created. We can set the file name again and self dot file name should now be equal to os dot path dot base name of self dot path. So that now we can set it properly, and then the update title will also use it for its operation. That's all. Like, as usual, let's be safe and then wrap it in a try except block. As usual, if copy this, so now we can make our connections here. Self dot control D self dot. This one should be action save. This one will be save file. Now we can run our app and see. Okay, this is a dummy file, and then now we can click on save. But because this one is not already existing, it shows the pop-up. In the same way, if we come to file, save as, that pop-up will come. Now it says we should give it a name to dummy. And then this is where the file extensions come in. So I choose TST files and then all files. If you add other things, they will also come there. So now I'll choose test files for the time being, and then it's and then now I see that this one has been saved, the title changed successfully and all. This is the place where the dummy file was created. If I double click on it to open it in Notepad, you see that this is the dummy file. So that means this part now exists. If I make changes to it, now when I click on save as file dialog will not pop up again. It will save the file itself. And then the pop-up did not really come. But in case we want to save it as a new file, we can actually always go to the save as file dialog. So now when I go back and then open this one, see that the file has been changed. It saved it without actually opening any dialog. So that was the functionality I was trying to implement with the save and then the save as. Okay, so that will be all for this video. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next with other functionalities also.